Hey, yo, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with them, yo. So this video right here is going to be about the age of consent in Mexico. The age of consent in Mexico. The age of consent in Mexico is 17 years old. Okay, just cut straight to the chase. The age of consent in Mexico is 17 years old. Now, for everybody that's been following my messages, you already know that the age of consent to me should be at 18. Nobody should be having sex with anyone under 18. If you are having sex with someone under 18, I don't care how you look at it, that is a child. Mexico has the age of consent at 17 years old. For most of Mexico, that's the age of consent. All of it, basically. I didn't see any other age of consent for any other parts. So it's safe to say the majority of Mexico, as far as the age of consent goes, is at 17. When a man has sex with someone that is 17, a female that's 17, that is female child vagina. Okay? It's no other way to look at it. It's no other way to look at it. It's no other way to look at it. It's convenient for people all around the world to try to act like this, they got this other perspective on it. Ain't no other perspective on it. There is no other perspective on it. There is no argument against what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's two categories of people, human beings, children and adults. Bottom line. Anybody object of that? There's children and adults. If you're having sex with someone that is a child, that is a child's vagina for men. For women, that is child penis. Bottom line. And let's go to next, the definition of what a pedophile is. A pedophile, by definition, not our opinion, not my opinion, not your opinion. By definition, a pedophile is an adult first. That's the first part. That's the first element. That's the first dynamic. An adult. Someone who is over the age of 18. The second dynamic is that has sexual desire and sexual relations. That's the second dynamic with someone that is under the age of 18, which is a child, or sexual desire, sexual relations. They have sexual desire and sexual relations with someone that is under the age of 18. That's the third dynamic. Okay? That's not my opinion. That's what a pedophile is by definition. Now put it all together. Mexico has the age of consent at 17 years old. That means that fully grown men have sexual desire for children in that country. They have sexual relations with children in that country, which makes them, by definition, not my opinion, by definition, by the definition that people go by, not cultural popularity pedophiles, people you want to make pedophiles and your little pop culture. I'm talking about real pedophiles. By definition, it is someone that is an adult that has sexual desire or sexual relations with someone that is under the age of 18. That's what Mexico is doing. Boom. Because I'm tired of people sitting back, acting like they're so righteous and we're so pure and we take care of our children and this is how we are culturally. We protect our children. Well, you're not doing it down in Mexico. Your culture in Mexico is not doing that. Okay? You know, like I said, there's two groups of human beings. Excuse me. Adults and children. Okay? And if you have the age of consent in your country at 17, that means you have desire, sexual desire for children. I don't care if they look older, I don't care if they look like women, it still is the brain of a child. It still is the vagina of a child. It still is the penis of a child in the case of boys. It still is. That means you, by definition, have sexual desire for children or sexual relations with children, which makes you a pedophile, and culturally you practice pedophilia by definition. So that settles all this stuff that you got going on in this country with the Mexican Americans. What you are ignorant of is where your ethnicity, your bloodlines go back to this country. Okay, even if you're born here, I don't care. Your bloodlines go back to this country called Mexico. In Mexico, the age of consent is at 17 years old. Just remember that. Next time you want to go around testing people and trying to see if they pedophiles, just remember that when you got all these politics and everything going on and you think you got something going on, just remember that. Next time you try to test somebody thinking they're a pedophile, just remember that in your country, or where your bloodlines go back to, which either or, whether your bloodlines go back to Mexico, your family goes back to Mexico, or you are from there. Whatever the case may be, that's where your bloodlines go back to. In other words, what defines you ethnicity-wise, that geographical place that defines you ethnicity-wise is Mexico, and they have the age of consent at 17. Okay? Just keep that in mind while you're thinking you fresh and thorough like produce outside your stores. Just keep in mind you having sex in Mexico with the age of consent being at 17 with children. You're having sex with children, which is not ripened produce now, is it? Well, 17 is not ripened produce. That's not a ripe apple, buddy. Hey, that's not a ripe orange. That's not ripe strawberries, buddy. That's not ripe corn, big baby. So what you gotta say about that? See, what we're gonna come to the conclusion of is that in all actuality, most of these popular places and popular destinations throughout the world has the age of consent under 18. Okay? That's what you're going to understand. And that's what you're going to realize. And that's going to make you liable, in my case, and in the case of many people that you have played around with. Okay? So, you know, you have to understand, you know, there is no games being played, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't fooling nobody. Okay? You're out here slipping when your country has the age of consent at 17 years old. So in other words, check your culture, buddy. Go get your culture together first. before you try to get anybody else together. See, you started problems. Yes, many Mexican Americans started problems with me from coast to coast, from California, certain cities in California, and all throughout the South. And here we are in New York. Let me shut you down, man. And the age of consent is at 17 in Mexico, buddy. Where your bloodlines go back to what you have so much pride in. Listen, they not having sex with fully grown women down there. And if you know the culture, they still got them donkey clubs down there where women are having sex with donkeys. Oh, you ain't think I knew about that, did you? Having sex with donkeys. That's disgusting. Why you sitting out here acting like you got so much pride and you so cute? You got so much pride in your culture. Just know the culture. That's all I'm saying. Know the culture in which you have pride in. Okay? Hey, who you mad at? Me or yourself? Who you mad at? Me or your culture? You mad at me? Oh, for pointing out the truth. That part. Yeah, we ain't trying to listen. We ain't playing no games with nobody. Just understand that. We ain't playing no games with nobody, buddy.